Best Products Company, or Best, was a chain of American catalog showroom retail stores founded in 1957 and closed in 1997. If you've clicked onto this video, then you know what today is. It's Throwback Thursday. Every Thursday, I'll be releasing a new video of an old video that I did before. These new videos are longer and have more detail than the ones before. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so you get notified of my latest video. Be sure to leave a comment or a suggestion for a future video. Thanks for watching. The company was founded by Sidney Lewis and Francis Lewis in 1957. The beginning of Best Products Company couldn't have been more modest, the success more monumental. It was started as a mail order operation in 1957 with a catalog printing of 1,000 and a warehouse from which to respond to hoped-for orders. Sidney Lewis worked with his father managing an encyclopedia sales operation in Richmond. Lewis thought of selling additional merchandise along with the bills for encyclopedias. In 1957, the Lewises sent out their first catalog. The first showroom was at 4909 West Marshall Street in Richmond, just across the street from the new Willow Lawn Shopping Center. Best started as a mail order business until the Lewises realized potential customers wanted to see the merchandise. They turned the company into a catalog retailer with full-color tomes that displayed the wares customers could order and pick up at one of the showrooms. It was sort of like a pre-internet Amazon. The company had a strong sense of promotion and artistic sensibilities. It was a legend in artistic circles that it would trade store merchandise for art. As a result, the company, as well as the Lewises, gathered a significant collection of 20th century art. Much of the Lewis collection can be seen at the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. The Lewises bridged the chasm between art and commerce by making their business artistic. Their flagship stores deviated from the traditional concept of a chain, but they were recognizable. The company understood branding before that term went mainstream. In the 1970s, Best Products contracted with James Wine's Sculpture in the Environment site architecture firm to design 9 highly unorthodox retail facilities, notably a tongue-in-the-cheek structure called the Interterminate Facade in Houston, Texas, with a severely distressed facade. This building appeared in more books on the 20th century architecture than photographs of any other modern structure. In Richmond, the company built the Peeling Wall Showroom that appeared to have a peeling facade located on the Midlothian Turnpike. Another location in Richmond was the Forest Showroom that appeared to have trees growing out of it. The store in Sacramento also had a unique design. In the morning, its corner entryway would slide open and would slide back shut at night. The structure, with its breakaway entry removed, is now a Best Buy. Photographs of these storefronts appear in several Best catalogs. Another location in Towson, Maryland, featured a tilted front. So are these buildings still around? Well, most of these distinctive buildings have been converted into conventional buildings by removing the architectural embellishments, or in a few cases, demolished. The only building to retain its distinctive features is the Forest Building in Richmond, now home to the West End Presbyterian Church, which has stated the forest is the entryway, has been an asset to the church's environment. The Lewises often visited New York for contemporary theater, and while there, developed an interest in the art of the time. Their purchases jump-started the careers of artists who became stars of their world in the 1970s and 1980s, from Andy Warhol to Chuck Close, sculptor Dwayne Hansen, Jim Dine, and Alex Katz. The Lewises collected the art, lived with it, and donated it to the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. They amassed these works in part, especially early on, by offering appliances and other products that the cash-poor artists couldn't otherwise afford. Their Parham Road headquarters, built in 1981 and designed by Hardy Holtzman Pfeiffer, was notable for an American Institute of Architects award and the use of Art Deco eagles rescued from a New York building. Their giant best letters of the headquarters could be seen along Interstate 95 at Parham Road. As a cost-saving measure, Best jointly published its catalog with Service Merchandise and Modern Merchandising and had regional non-compete agreements with these chains. And speaking of catalogs, for me, my toy store Bible revolved around the Sears, Best, and Service Merchandise catalogs. Best employed the catalog showroom concept for many of its product offerings. Although some product categories, such as sporting goods and toys, were stocked in traditional self-serve aisles, the majority of the products, notably consumer electronics, houseware, and appliances, were featured as unboxed display models. Customers were permitted to examine and experiment with these models, and if found to be desirable, they could be purchased by submitting orders to the store personnel. Sellable versions of the merchandise, usually boxed and/or in original packaging, would then be retrieved from storage and delivered to the customer's service area for subsequent purchase. For me, I remember when my parents would order stuff, and then when I went into the pickup center, I remember the conveyor belt ramp and waiting for a box to slide down the ramp like it was airport luggage. In 1982, Best acquired catalog competitors, Basco, a chain with 19 catalog showrooms in the Northeast and Ohio, and Modern Merchandising, headquartered in Minnetonka, Minnesota, with 76 showrooms under the name of LaBelle's, Logan's, Jacko, Miller Sales, Rogers, and Weston. This was followed by the acquisition of Ashby's, a 9-store women's clothing chain, and the opening of 4 Best Jewelry stores, which had locations in Maryland, Virginia, and District of Columbia. In January of 1991, Best filed for bankruptcy, and that lasted through June 16, 1994. After Best posted losses for 6 quarters after emerging from bankruptcy, they filed for bankruptcy a second time in September of 1996. At the time of the second filing, Best operated 169 Best stores and 11 Best Jewelry stores in 23 states and a nationwide mail-order service. Analysts had said Best had been unable to compete not only against mass merchants like Walmart and Kmart, but also against high-end department stores. One analyst observer said that they sell low-quality merchandise in so-so retail locations that don't attract traffic. The plight of Best is familiar in a hyper-competitive environment where other troubled retailers had been squeezed not only by strong price competition, but also by impatient creditors and lenders. The last Best stores closed on February 9, 1997. By May of 1997, Best had liquidated most of its assets and was declared insolvent. So what are your favorite memories of this place? Leave a comment or a suggestion. Hey, if you just watched my video, thanks for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe to Eric C. Productions.